Hey everyone, welcome back to the Race 5 Smokehouse and Grill, and today we are cooking up some baby back ribs on the Weber Smoky Mountain using the Lava Lock FireDial. Let's go! So my wonderful wife surprised me with the FireDial for Christmas, and I just had to get this fired up and tried. I've never cooked with this before, but I've heard nothing but great things, so we're gonna see how it does with some baby back ribs. First thing we're gonna do is get this Weber Smoky Mountain fired up. Today we're using Jealous Devil lump charcoal, and we're using chunks of cherry wood to really get some good smoke flavor on these ribs. So let's get this lit chimney on here and get this fire started. Now we're gonna close this Weber Smoky Mountain back up, get that FireDial on that bottom rack, let it come up to temperature while we're preparing our rib. Let's get this put back together. We got the top back on, time to put the FireDial lower level, let this come up to temperature. That's what we're looking at here. Gonna diffuse some heat, and those grease drippings are gonna kick off a great flavor that's gonna impart into those ribs. So let's close this up, let it come up to temperature. I'm gonna put the racks in. I'm gonna put a temp gauge on each level to monitor cooking temperatures as well while we're doing this. Let's get these racks in and go prep those ribs. Got the grill going. We're gonna get these ribs rubbed up and prepared while that comes to temperature. I'm really excited to see how that FireDial maintains the temperature throughout the cook, and I'm really excited to see what kind of flavors come from the drippings dropping down onto that plate. So let's get these prepared. We're not doing anything fancy with them. I'm gonna remove the membrane. I'm gonna hit them with a couple rubs. I'm gonna let it set up until it looks tacky and wet. Then we're throwing them on the grill. So let's get these prepped up. Got these couple slabs of baby back ribs here. Just get under here. Get under that membrane and pull off. Nice and easy. That's a good one there. See if we could go 2 for 2. Get that thumb under there. Reach across, pull. I had the paper towels on standby, but didn't even need them. Membrane's gone. Now it's time to hit it with some rubs. I'm gonna use 2 of my favorite rubs. First one we're gonna be hitting it with is Memphis Mud from Pork Mafia. Great seasoning for anything pork, anything barbecue really. So we're just gonna hit this liberally, both sides, but we're gonna do some layering of flavors on these. Because one of my other favorite rubs is this Heath Riles honey rub. Gives that sweet little finish at the end. So we're gonna hit both sides with both of these. Get that Memphis Mud on here, gives great color, great barbecue flavor. And finish with that sweeter honey rub. This is a great combination. These are rubbed up, waiting for that grill to get right where we want it, waiting for these to get tacky and looking like they're wet. Once these are ready to go on, we're gonna put these on the grill and let them cook. We're gonna see what this FireDial does for temp management. I'm gonna try to keep it around 275, which is my sweet spot when cooking barbecue. So let's see if I can keep it there. Right now I got those vents cracked open about a quarter of the way only, and we're gonna see how it maintains. So let's let this set up, and then we'll be back when it's time to put these on the grill. This rub is set up, looking good, has that nice wet look, which means we know it's set up and ready to go on the grill, so let's get these ribs on. Currently, the grill's at about 290 on the top rack. We're at about 300 on the bottom rack, so I cracked that top vent a little closer. It was about halfway. That's about a quarter of the way now, so we're gonna see how it reacts once we get these ribs on. Let's put them on. I'm gonna try to keep that temperature probe right in between those 2 slabs of ribs just to see what kind of readings I get right in the middle there in between the meat. I have another temperature probe on the bottom rack right above each other. The only difference is there's meat on the top rack, no meat on the bottom rack. Let's close this up, start cooking. Meat's on. We're gonna let this go hour and a half, come back, check to see if it needs a spritz or anything. And we're gonna monitor the smells and the flavors and any kind of things that happen with this FireDial that we normally don't see with that water pan. So we'll be back in a little bit, see how it's cooking. Ribs have been going about an hour and 15 minutes. Let's go take a look at these. Let's see what the surface looks like, see if we need to give it a spritz, if they're ready to wrap yet. Let's go look. Okay, we can see that the surface of these ribs are looking a little dry. They're looking really good though, but we're still gonna give it a little spritz here. So let's spritz it. All I'm gonna spritz it with is a little bit of water. That spritzed, I wanted to close it up as soon as possible so we didn't get any flare-ups or we didn't get that temperature up too high. It has been running at about 290, 295 on that top grate, so it is cruising along a little higher than normal, which I'm anticipating a little bit faster of a cook, but that's okay. We're learning how this FireDial works, so we're gonna let it go maybe another 20 minutes, half hour, and then I'm gonna pull it off and wrap it in some foil. So we'll be back when it's time to wrap it up. These ribs have got the color that we're wanting, that we're looking for, so now it's time to give them a wrap. Again, we're not doing anything fancy here. These are looking beautiful. Give you a peek at both here. Great color. That rub is sticking on beautifully. We're just gonna use Stubbs Original, which is one of my go-to sauces. And we're just gonna hit it like this. Little sauce on top, little drizzle across the bottom. And I'm wrapping it in 2 sheets of foil because the foil I have is pretty thin, so we're gonna try to make sure it gets wrapped well. Just being careful, trying not to puncture the foil at all. So these are gonna go back on the grill. After the first hour, half hour, 45 or so, these ribs are looking great. It is cooking a little hotter, which was expected because there's no water to really diffuse that heat. But the smells and everything that I'm getting right now, it smells great, looks great. So I'm assuming these are gonna turn out great. These are gonna go for maybe another hour and a half. Again, we're doing a simple cook here. These aren't gonna be 6 hour, 7 hour ribs. These are probably gonna be more along the 3 hours, 3.5 hour ribs. So these are gonna go back on, and then we're gonna be back when it's time to unwrap them, give them a final sauce, and then pull them off and try them. So let's get these back on. So we've had it on about another 45 minutes or so. I'm gonna go ahead and give it a quick bend test, see how we're doing. If they're really bendy, we're gonna take them out and finish them. So let's go check. Now what we're looking for here is just the flexibility of these ribs. And we can see here that these are really bending a lot. And since they're bending a lot, that means that they're pretty much done. We don't want to get them too overdone where they're just a falling apart piece of mess. So we're gonna go ahead and open these up, flip them over. Let's show you. So we got this. We're gonna flip them over. Take that out real quick. Give them another basting with this guy here. Do it to the other one as well. Give this a quick brush with that. Close back up, we're gonna let that go about another 10-15 minutes just to let that tack up on top. Then we'll pull it off, chop it up, eat it, taste it, and tell you what I think about how that FireDial cooked with these ribs. We'll be back when we're pulling them off. These ribs are done and are looking great, smells wonderful. You can see that as I cook them meat side down in the wrap though, some of that extra heat that was coming up from not having the water bowl in there gave a little charred aspect, but it doesn't look burnt. It just looks a little well done because of the sauce and the sugar and everything. These smell absolutely fantastic, so I'm really excited to dig in. So I'm gonna cut some up here, give it a whirl. Let's see if I can get you a good peek here. Where are we gonna go first? Let's see. Right down the middle. Baby backs, bones go everywhere. Let's try these out. Nice and juicy still. Nice and juicy still. Super tender. Oh, these taste great. Cooked perfect. These do have a little different flavor than what I'm used to out of the Weber Smoky Mountain, which is a good thing. I really think this FireDial kicked up that flavor a bit. Simple ribs. Those took 3 hours, right about 3.5 hours, done. Perfect baby back ribs, FireDial. It did run a little hotter, but that's okay. If it comes out like this every time, you know what? I'm gonna be using that FireDial from ribs from now on, I think. We're gonna keep playing with it. We're gonna try some spare ribs. I'm gonna do a test with brisket and pork and everything with that FireDial. If you guys used the FireDial in the past, give me any tips. Maybe something I'm missing, something I should do if I'm cooking a brisket or a pork butt because I'm worried about that getting burnt underneath. Give me some advice. We'll be trying some experiments soon. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. If you like what we did here, please hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, follow me on social media, and we'll be talking to you soon again. Appreciate you all. Peace.